everybody. This is Jack Kasel with the Anthony Cole Training Group, bringing you our next Sales Brew. And the topic today is negotiations. Now, just the sound of that word can put people into many emotional situations. They can be excited and look forward to it, or they can be absolutely dreading it. And so there's really no reason to be either way, as long as we keep a couple things in mind. Number one, talk about the emotional aspects of negotiation. It's been said, the more you need a deal, there's an inverse relationship. The more you need a deal, the less likely you are you're going to get it. Because now you're going to become dateless and desperate. Now you will do things that you shouldn't maybe do, or give away things you didn't have to give away, simply because you were not willing to control the emotions. The person with the most emotional control will have the highest probability of winning in a negotiation. The next thing we need to think about is simply this. I would like this business, but I don't need this business. And there's only one way you can make that happen: if your pipeline is full. So in a high stakes negotiation, whether it's for $1 million deal or it's simply to get your kids to go to bed, anytime you hear the words "I want" or "you want," we're in negotiations. And so the emotional control is number one. Second thing is, think about the person you're working with. It's not an adversary. They are simply a counterpart. If you're in sales, you want to sell something to somebody and they want to buy something. So don't think of this as an adversarial relationship. Think of it as a counterpart. You both want something. You want to sell, they want to buy. We just have to figure out how we can make that happen. And so it's not so much an adversarial relationship as it is a counterpart. You both want something. And thirdly is this: if you can state the position of the person you're working with, if you can clearly articulate what they're looking for, you're going to have a high probability of winning that business. Because when you can articulate their position, and all of a sudden that invisible shield goes down and they start to relax a little bit. Now people will say, well, geez, Jack, why would I want to give them their position? It's not that you're agreeing with them, you're simply stating it. And the better you can articulate their position, you need to get this price because you've been mandated by the owner of the business to cut 27% out of the budget. And if you don't get this, there's going to be some very severe repercussions if this doesn't happen. If you can state that position to that person before they do, you're going to have a marvelous opportunity to move this thing forward. And so, in closing, make sure you have great emotional control. Make sure you don't need this business, because if you do, you're probably not going to win it. And then simply state their position. It'll really help the barriers go down, and you have a much higher chance of being successful. Good selling and good negotiations.